Lieutenant Governor Janice McGeachin says she submitted a formal proposal in how the state can better respond to COVID-19. McGeachin has been a vocal critic of Governor Little's shutdown order back in March, arguing that all Idahoans are essential workers and that businesses should not be shut down. We have repeatedly asked McGeachin for a one-on-one interview to better understand her beliefs, and every time she either declined our request or ignored it altogether. But today, McGeachin made herself available to the media on a Facebook Live news conference hosted by the Idaho Strong community. That's a group who says their goal is to be a voice of courage and encouragement as they build on the constitutional foundations for the future of Idaho.
As your Lieutenant Governor, former member of the legislature, I am committed to helping work with stakeholders and finding effective solutions that do not infringe on your rights.
McGeachin mentioned three components of her proposal. The first one includes investing in what she calls relocatable high-tech modular units that communities could use for whatever they see fit: ERs, ICUs, isolation units. She also talked about paying the state's burned out healthcare workers more money, bringing back more retired personnel, and speeding up the certification process for new healthcare workers. And the third part of her proposal that she mentioned today, a disinfectant spray for Idahoans.
And then also the possibility of looking at some very high-tech equipment that's been developed by businesses and people, individuals that are also using their God-given gifts to develop this technology that a person can walk through a cube and be disinfected from head to toe, including on the bottom of their feet.
Now, McGeachin did not say exactly how she planned to initiate that part of the proposal or any part of her proposal, only that she submitted it to the state's Coronavirus Financial Advisory Committee and to Governor Little's administrator of the Division of Financial Management. And when asked about the price tag, McGeachin said it was included in the proposal, but she did not mention a specific number on today's press call. Idaho's Lieutenant Governor also talked about the issue of hospital capacity. Several doctors, hospital administrators, members of Idaho's own coronavirus task force, even Governor Little, they have all sounded the alarm about hospital capacity. Today, McGeachin had this to say.
We keep hearing that we are at the limit of our healthcare capacity. But as a community, what do we need to do to solve this problem? First, we need to understand what the problem is. Do we truly have a shortage of hospital beds or ICU units? Do we have all the right equipment that we need? Do we have a shortage of doctors and nurses?
Okay, so when asked to clarify if McGeachin did not believe that some hospitals are reaching capacity, she had this to say.
What's really going on out there? When I talk, the hospital administrators that I spoke to in different parts of the state, it's different all across, because there is one hospital here in Southeast Idaho that has 0 COVID patients. And then there's one up in North Idaho that they're claiming that they're full. So I do think it's regional.
And there's been a lot of talk about Thanksgiving. McGeachin said today that she trusts Idahoans will celebrate the holiday with the ones they love in the way they see fit, despite state health officials urging that gatherings should be limited to household members only. And on the issue of masks,
while there is much debate in the scientific community about the efficacy of mask wearing for the general public, we want this press conference to focus on the need for a broader approach that encourages citizens to use their talents, their businesses, their churches, etc., to engage in this crisis. Idahoans are at their best when we are not in lockdown, but when we are free to serve and help our neighbors in need.
We should note that the state of Idaho is not in a lockdown. We haven't been since April. 2 weeks ago, Governor Brad Little rolled us back to a modified stage 2 of the reopening plan. But unlike the spring, no businesses or churches were ordered to shut down this time. McGeachin concluded by saying that we will get through this, telling Idahoans to have courage. Courage is good to have, but the majority of health experts, from the nation's top infectious disease expert to our local doctors, our coronavirus task force, all of them have said it is going to take more than courage to slow the spread of COVID-19.